Welcome back to another game, and we are on Arena today. Something a little bit different, of course, random civilizations, or at least what would appear to be random. So hopefully it should be nice. For the record as well, FeAge did stream this game, so if you're not following yet on Twitch, you should be. Simple Twitch TV, normal/FeAge, you know, go check it out, follow it. The guy's actually pretty damn hilarious to listen to play, as well as just his general stories, which he generally tells while playing, so definitely go check him out. He's actually definitely one of the personalities of AOC. So in the red, playing as the Teutons, we have FeAge, and over in the green, we have Chris, someone who we've been seeing quite a bit from actually since the ladders have changed. Pretty much actually since the GML, we've actually been seeing a lot of him. So that's good, because everyone knows Chris is a master player, and he's absolutely great. For those who don't know as well, he's released a full, like, 100-page book on AOC. I believe there's a link to it on AOC Zone. There was a link to it in some past videos, but it's got absolutely everything in it. So remember, if you want to know some stuff, this is the guy to learn from, and he released a whole book. So that's where to go from. Anyway, he is going to be playing as the Turks. Their opponents will be Dale, playing down here in the purple as the Britons, and his ally will be GM7, plays the Spanish in the yellow. Spanish, an extremely strong arena civ. We also had Britons down here, quite strong as well, just because of the fact they can drop a castle on your opponent and just kind of spam longbows until they win. Unless, of course, their opponent manages to get a nice quick wall off, get some kind of siege out to try and deal with it. Can be a bit hard, though, especially against longbows, as we know the range on them is absolutely incredible. So let's check out the maps nice and quickly and check that the scores are refreshing. Chris has a gold over here on the side. Not going to be too easy to harass, actually. Some crossbows might be able to hit some guys sitting on here, but of course that is going to really say that their opponent's going to be getting crossbows out Arena, as you should be able to tell by the stone walls. Not really a lot happens till Castle Age, so until then there's really two ways we can see it go, of course. Yeah, you do get those games every now and then when they manage to get their scout under the gate or something and keep it up, and they can move in with a drush or something, but that is extremely rare, and it really doesn't happen too much on this level. Stone in the back, as well as wood in the back. So Chris's location, not looking too bad. He does have his stone and a second gold all out in front of him right now. Not the best placement. It would have been nice if he had another gold like over in here or something, but not too bad. Saying that though, FeAge has about the map of all maps right now. He's got his main gold over here. Going to be able to be harassed by crossbows, I would say, depending on the location of the villagers and if they get all the ups nice and quickly. Berries aren't in a bad spot. Does have a stone on the front. 2 golds on the side here. Not too bad, however. He is sharing this area here with GM7. But in the back, he has 2 golds and a stone, which is kind of nice, actually, even though that gold's stuck in there. But still, that's kind of nice, and I love conversations between players, and I don't think I'm going to read that one out. Bloody hell. Anyway, over in the back, GM7, we have a decent wood he's got here. He also has his gold in the back, which is really nice, going to prevent any harassment. And he's going to have stone over here. I'll also put I think I might put a link to the recording game in this one, so you can go in and just watch the conversation yourself. Anyway, has his berries on the side here, gold on the front, as well as the relics. We haven't actually talked about relic placement yet. We'll go around in a sec and check them. Gold in the back for Dale, and gold on the front as well, plus some stone here. FeAge saying he's going to smush, which is fair enough on this style of a map. Arena, we see a lot of monk rushing. Got his wood over here as well, so he's looking pretty good. Moving on to a relic placement, there's actually 2 over here. One inside GM7's base, one outside, well, between his and FeAge's base. FeAge having one inside his base, and one being pretty much in the center of the map. So I would say at this point, it's really looking like GM7's going to probably get 2, and FeAge might get 2 if he's lucky, maybe a third if he manages to grab that one in the middle. If he forwards a monastery on the middle, about there, he's probably going to grab these 2 relics straight away, and then probably grab this one last because it's in his base and he wants to secure those forward ones. So either way, it's going to be an interesting one to see what's going to happen. Chris going up on 27 pop, FeAge going up on 25, Dale going up on 25, and GM7 going up on 28. So going to be interesting what we see. Taking gold already, of course, because he wants to get that fast castle. Could be going for more town centers, could be going for a castle. Could be an interesting one to say, but it's Spanish. Generally, they will drop a castle and spam conquistadors until the game is over, because you can generally end it in Castle Age with a unit that's strong. FeAge, of course, trying to take down that gate, slowly getting there. There's one thing we learned from Age of Empires, it's hit anything long enough and it will catch fire. Again on stone as well, kind of hard to decide at this point what they're going for. Chris is going to be an interesting one to see what he decides to do, because he has such an arsenal of plays he can bring out on us right now. He could fast Imperial if he wants to, if Fear does a really good smush. Saying that, Blacksmith Market coming down there. Chris going for Blacksmith Stable. Fair enough, can go for Light Cavalry of course. Turk's getting that free upgrade into Light Cavalry. Down on this side, Blacksmith Market. And GM7, he's going Blacksmith Market. Fair enough, let's have a look at these stone counts. GM7 on 340. Dale on 445. Looks like we're going to see a castle drop from potentially both of them. Just either that or they're going to go for some kind of massive economy. And I don't think they have enough farms at the moment to be able to support that. So it's really looking like they're both going to castle drop. And Chris and Feige are both going to be on the defensive if they're not careful here. Feige, of course, adding that extra layer of a wall, which is kind of nice to have at this point in the game. Feige stuck inside GM7's base. Sad he's not going to be able to get on a hill or anything to be able to kill his opponent off. As we know, hills in Arena extremely uncommon. Another house coming up here, and saying that, let's start slowing things down because we're about to see some massive things start to happen, which is when this game's about to get exciting. Dale going to be able to drop a castle by the looks of things. Are we looking for Chris? Not going to be able to fast imp off this, I wouldn't say. Might go for just a full boom and try and get a castle up when he's ready. Still interesting to say at this stage. Chris is always a hard one to predict. VH has a ton of gold, so it looks like those monks are going to be coming out any second. He has enough wood there as well. There's that monastery already, brilliant. And who haven't we seen? Dale, we know you're going for a castle. You are castle age, you have enough stone. He's going for a defensive castle, interestingly enough. Saying that though, it is going to help him out. And GM7, double monastery from VH, gonna have to defend from this. And it's gonna be annoying as well. He will be able to drop a castle here, and that might be able to take out the monasteries. So that'll be really effective, but he might be forced back to here and have to put up a castle in this kind of area, in which case Feige is just going to kind of push all the way through here. Siege coming out for Feige as well, because once you get monks out, Siege are the natural companion. Monks, a few upgrades already on the way, the standard ones. Light cavalry from Chris. Yes, he's going for light cavalry harass, interestingly enough. But up against a Britain player, it does actually make sense because they do have that decent armor. Turks get free light cav. Fair enough. Just needs to figure out a way to bust in there. He's not going to let his opponent move forward. Saying that as well, he could just have them out to try and defend. And that looks like what he's going to do. Because, of course, if he does catch his opponent coming across to drop a castle with some light cav, he can pretty much destroy all hopes and dreams of that ever happening with a few light cavalry, because they will be able to kill off most of the villagers unless they manage to wall themselves in, which if they're moving is going to be highly unlikely. Double town center coming out for Chris, going for kind of a boom here. VH already with 3 monks out in the fields with a 4th one on the way, starting to collect those relics already, which is exactly what we're talking about. Going for the one inside his base first, but then again I guess he did decide to drop them here, not somewhere randomly in the middle. That's more of a 1v1 thing. And, ooh, gonna be able to grab this one here as well. Oh, Chris is... He has the gate open. This, and I said it didn't happen often. This just got really bad for GM7 right now. He's gonna be forced to defend against this Spanish player going up with stables. If he's going for knights right now, light cavalry good. If he was going for knights, this probably would have been over. Castle coming up, and I think GM7's just realized how bad of a situation is in here. Instantly throwing up a wall, getting a siege workshop up. The monks are just about in. Chris leaving 1 light cavalry there, just to leave the door open, of course. And right now, GM7 should be shitting himself. It's not looking good at all from here. Walls coming up at a decent speed, and seeing that monk's trying to get some converts. Looks like he's going to get a villager there. Is that what he's going for? Yep, getting the villager. Light cavalry in getting some harass right now. Going to be able to kill off 1 or 2 villagers. And that villager survived. And he is stopping at this castle coming up as well, which is kind of huge. Light cavalry is going to be able to take out this monk though. However, I think this one here will get away with the relic. Villager going to be in a bit of trouble. And I would say the convert should happen there. Light cavalry, as we know, pretty resistant to monks. And just getting it there. Gonna be able to put that house up. However, gonna need to move that monk back so we can stop that castle coming up right now, because that is the main thing. Longbows moving in. Gonna be kind of effective, I guess, but against light cavalry, monk, not so effective. 9 range on the monk to the 6 on a longbow. And that's with the +1, so that's not very helpful. And he's gonna come in here and try and get some converts again. I don't think it's gonna be enough, though. Nope, that castle will be going up and he is going to have to get out of there. However, he has done a lot of stalling so far. No ballistics yet, so going to be able to run away from them. Not in a straight line, hopefully. Chris doing fairly well with his micro here. Saying that as well, Chris has been booming behind this. What have you been doing? You've been booming as well, but not as good as Chris. So, but then again, not as good as Chris. That's like comparing to anything that's like the best, so I don't know how to put that. Can't think of a way exactly right now. Anyway, Chris doing fairly well. Let's actually check what Chris is doing. He's on 50 population. His opponent, who is booming, is on 58, but he does have a lot of longbows out. And saying that, building some longbows at this point means he's had to go for a smaller boom, which is going to be interesting to play against if Chris manages to get a full boom off, because he's just going to be so strong, then it's going to be pretty much a steamroll. Fiege at the moment still doesn't have any extra town centers up. Oh, he's got one down over here, which is nice. Wasn't actually expecting to see that one, which is kind of cool. And it looks like trying to get some kills here, but can we get picked off eventually by these longbows? Got the +2 on them, finally. Down in the back over here, more town centers, a few flares. Anyway, Fiege really gonna have to pick a different strategy right now. Saying that though, he's got battering rams out. He might be able to actually do something with this. If he can close in on this castle here, because there's only longbows to defend. He could potentially do something with this, but if he does, he's going to have a hard time trying to push. In a way, if that makes any sense at all. I think it should. But still not 100%. I don't know, I've even confused myself now. Anyway, the idea is he could push in with the rams, but there would be longbows behind it, killing it. Town center as well might be able to range, so he could potentially lose both those rams. If light cavalry was to run in, he could try and get some kind of damage converts in there with the monk, but still going to be hard. Saying that though, we'll be able to move the rams around the back here and just start killing off houses and barracks and stuff until, well, he's over it. Saying that as well, he might be even able to convert buildings at this stage, and if he can do that, he's going to be able to just produce light cavalry and whatnot, whatever he wants for his opponent's buildings right now. And let's see. Trying to get some converts on those villages. Mangonels are out, so it's going to be good to defend against. And that's the thing as well, I guess, with pushing this castle with those battering rams. Mangonel Siege Workshop was already up. That just would have killed everything. Pretty much how that goes at this stage. Saying that though, Petard's coming in for Dale, going to be able to smash into Chris's base. I don't think he's ready for this one. He does have that stable up. He is on 4 town centers right now. We'll actually swap over and see what he's doing. 74 pop is just about ready to go imp actually, I think. Managing to take down the gate, and he's going to have to do something here really quick. Instantly gathering these villagers into the town center. And longbows, of course, 8 range on them already. Absolutely crazy units to be up against. How are we looking around here? Good. Fiege, you've gone up to more town centers. He's gone up to the 3, which is good. Many of you won't be too far behind at this stage in the game. Saying that, Chris, doing a pretty good siege workshop block here. In a way, that's going to be good in 2 ways. 1, he's going to be able to get a mangonel out to defend. 2, they're not going to be able to run around the edge here. So his base is actually set up really well if we actually talk about this quickly. If you haven't noticed yet, he's got this barracks here, blacksmith, siege workshop. Going to force any archers through these gaps here. They're going to have to be funneled through. Town centers will be able to attack them. And the longbows, having that minuscule 35 HP, going to get absolutely destroyed by town centers. Fair enough. Oh, it looks like he actually managed to get a convert on one of those mangonels there and was able to use it to snipe, which means he's going to be able to push in through here now, and this is actually massive. Trying to get some converts on those longbows, getting 2, getting 3 of them, and it looks like one of them's going to get out of there. Well, better than he was when he went into it. We're all good, all happy. Not to mention his opponent just lost 3 longbows. And, ooh, good split there. Really impressed by that, actually. The timing on that was really good. And... ooh, saying that, not so impressed by that one, but he is going to take it out, and he's not going to be able to repair it in time. Saying that, though, still not exactly a lot of harass that can happen. GM7's actually pretty much out of the game right now. Dell's really going to have to do something at this point. And saying that, I think Chris will be going imp anytime soon. Ooh, that's not good. That castle's only on 290 HP, deleting it. Very smart, very good. How are we looking? Good. Yeah, Chris can be able to imp actually really soon if he decides to. Castle coming up back here. Going to be able to get some Janissaries out. Definitely a good option for him, as we know Janissaries are a very strong castle unit. And that really needs to be emphasized. They're on par with, of course, Conquistadors. And I don't think there's really any other extremely overpowered castle unit that you can get out in Castle Age that's overpowered in Castle Age. I would say maybe War Wagons. War Wagons are really strong as well. They can counter most things, and most things that can't be countered by War Wagons can be countered by anything the Koreans have. Saying that, Chris going for Knights. Interesting one, actually. Could just be because he wants to take out these longbows, and if that's the thing, I'm surprised he hasn't actually gone for Light Cav. Losing that villager there. Castle is up, hopefully going to see some Janissaries produced out of that, or could just be using it to get up. Yep, Imperial Age there, and Janissaries, of course, cost food. This is really looking bad for GM7 right now. Not going to be able to do a lot. Saying that, he has got some stables up in the back here. Chris queuing Janissaries now. 3 siege workshops going down. I think Dale is about to taste the wrath of Chris. Saying that as well, Fiage playing an extremely strong game on the side. The harass here has been absolutely brilliant. I don't even know if it's harass at the stage as so much as it is killing him. And Fiage actually already on his way up to the Imperial Age. I actually didn't notice that, and I actually feel really bad about not noticing that. I was too into what was happening around, because there's of course a lot happening in a game like this. Especially with these monks, you've got to keep such a good tab on them, or you'll miss something like I missed the mangonel before. At least I picked it up. Doing well. What's he going to do once he gets Imperial? He doesn't have enough stone to drop anything. Playing as Teutons, though, he could go up to, what, Capped Ram, and that's about it. But going to be able to go for Knights? Yes, there we go. Because, of course, Teuton's getting all the way up to Paladin. And Bloodline's on the way. No doubt we are seeing those armor upgrades with his Smith, which was over here. Yep, armor on the way. Looks like he's going to be able to do fairly well here, but it's going to come down to this side over here pushing, because, like I said, GM7's pretty much out of the game right now. So if Fiage decides to help Chris push, I think that Dale is just going to die. Just like that. I know that sounds way too easy, but I think he might just die. Dale going up to the Imperial Age, that's about time. It's just kind of standard timing. A hell of a lot of mangonels out for Chris right now. I hope he's watching here. Ooh, if he wasn't watching. It was a decent attack round by Chris. Of course, changing formation. Generally a good plan when you're up against, well, Mangonel, Onager, Siege Onager. Because, of course, it does kind of minimize the amount of losses you will take. Fiage still just holding position here, really just pushing his opponent back as much as possible. Saying that, Fiage actually has 5 relics. I think that might have been all the relics in the game. I think it was. Wow, that's pretty intense. Fiage having all that. He's not going to really need any gold for the rest of the game now, I think. How's he going over here? Cavalier on the way, lots of knights being produced. I think he's going to be able to kind of just destroy this base. Don't know what these light cavalry are really going to be able to do. They've got no upgrades on them compared to Fiage's pretty much fully upgraded knights at this stage. So saying that, actually, I don't think he's got any of the attack upgrades, but yep, about to get full armor on them, so they are going to be extremely hard to go up against. Chris hitting the Imperial Age now, and there is nothing more scary than an Imperial Age army. It looks like Dale was actually expecting Hussars here, but he's going to be greeted by Janissaries and extremely large numbers of Mangonel. Those Longbowmen having 9 range on them now, so even the Mangonels will have to be careful. Of course, Turk's not going to be able to go up to Onager. Ooh, monks here kind of getting steamrolled by light cavalry. Longbow in the back here, of course, going to get killed off, but once these knights, well, Cavalier now pop, it's going to be pretty much down over in that base, I think. Could see some bombard cannons from Chris here, just to try and outrange those longbows, yep. And, of course, if he does get them, he's going to be able to force an engagement, which is exactly what he wants. Same deal with trebuchets, except bombard cannons are a lot nice to be using. especially his Turks. Ooh, gonna have to be careful here that he doesn't hit any of his own units. Those bombard cannons are going to be invaluable against going up against longbows. Up to 10 range, 12 range still on these guys. Going to need elite in that. I think they need elite in that last upgrade before they get to 12 range. So until then, he's going to be on par with the bombard cannons. Well, until he gets that, he won't be on par with the bombard cannons. And until that happens, he's not going to be quite so good. There we go, 5 plus 6. And we're probably seeing elite longbow right now, actually. Let's actually have a look. No elite longbow. Don't think there's any other castles on the map right now. No elite longbow. Saying that is a really expensive resource, and he kind of needs to be massing right now. But I don't know if it's going to be enough. Capped rams moving in. Castle coming up from Fiage. Sonic Knights could be seen in play here. This is kind of an area where they could be useful if his opponent decides to go for spears. Could be quite a good idea. Saying that, it looks like this castle will be taken down, and Dale right now going to be in a little bit of trouble here if he tries to push in, because there is 3 castles positioned well. Ooh, nearly losing. Ooh, getting really close. He's going to have to get some repairs on that quickly if he really wants to. Trebuchet out, of course, as well. Those 3 castles are going to make it really hard to engage into. Mangonel is out trying to defend against these rams, but I don't think it's going to be enough. There's a castle for Fiage up. And I think this one over here is going to be gone. Yep, not even losing a ram at this stage. Of course, Teuton's not going to be able to go up to cap ram. It's going to be kind of annoying, but I guess it's not too bad of an... Yeah, that'll do, kind of at this stage. Pushing through here, killing off more houses. Just killing over here on this side. Like I said, GM7 doesn't really have a lot he can do right now. Especially against Cavalier like this. They're only missing the +4 attack. And... by that, just the last upgrade, so pretty much dying off over here right now. And GM7 actually resigning out right now. Interesting to see if Dale decides to stay in just to try and fight off Chris here, because I know it's kind of over, but still, until then, he's kind of going to get just run over by Fiage, I would suppose. But let's see how long he can hold out if he decides to stay in. Elite longbow, 6+6 range, on par with the bombard cannons now. Saying that though, fighting directly into bombard cannons is never a good idea. Trebuchet's actually set up because he will be able to actually attack from a distance if he really wants to. Could thin off a few numbers. Saying that, let's actually go into Chris's, not view lock, but fog of war. Let's see what he can see. He can see everything happening here, and there we go. There's that Trebuchet attack I was talking about. Because why not? And taking out 3 longbows with that. Nicer than going up against an extra 3 longbows. Pikemen are out in play against this kind of force. It's not really the best option, but saying that, he does have a lot of hussars out now, so he will be able to try and deal with them. However, saying that, they will get killed off here extremely quickly. And I don't think he's... Ooh, is he gonna... Did he get that bombard cannon? I don't think he did. Have a look at the remains. It looks like he didn't. Longbows pushing through, and it looks like over here, Fair just kind of finishing this one off. And starting to rally troops to this side. Once that Cavalier gets there, I see this army getting absolutely destroyed. Mangonel's fighting in, of course, free chemistry for Turks. And at this stage, I think Dale's just in it to try and see how long he can stay alive. Because once those Cavalier get there, this thing's just, it's not going to exist anymore. Simple as that. Another castle coming up, so it will be good in a defensive position there. Saying that though, there are a lot of trebuchets on par to be able to deal with this. Castle's having that 11 range, and 12 on the bombard cannon will be able to outrange, but these longbows back here will be picking off as much as possible. And saying that, it looks like Fiage is kind of respecting this, giving them the nice 1v1 duel style of play right now, which is kind of nice of them. And it looks like there's one over here. Castle going to go down, rest of these longbows will be killed off. And Fiage, of course, still playing it like a gentleman. Just waiting for Chris to be able to finish this one off, and if Chris loses, he'll kind of sweep in and wipe out the remains. Saying that though, Dale's doing a good job defending here. He has managed to take out a lot. He has taken pretty big losses himself, but he has managed to defend this fairly well. And there comes Fiage with the paladins. Might see an instantaneous GG here just from Dale right now. And there we go. As soon as he sees the Paladins, it's over. Some brilliant play there by Fiage and Chris. Remember, of course... Oh, we're going to get the after game stats? We've got the after game stats. Brilliant. I've been trying to get this to work for a while, but it never does. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope I see you in the next video. Until then, remember to go check out Fiage on Twitch. The guy is amazing, so definitely worth checking him out. And the all-important timeline. I'll see you guys in the next video, and we got that for a change, which is kind of nice.